Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to another video. In today's video I wanted to share some inspo of how I add a luxury kind of a vibe to my home interior on a budget. I actually style my home every season, and as we're moving into the spring season, I am so ready for spring, you guys. I thought I would just show you how I'm going to be like refreshing my home. I thought it would be a really good idea to just share some inspo and ideas before we do the decorate for spring video. But before we get into this video, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe. I post fashion, home and styling 3 times per week on this channel, and if you love any of those things then you're going to love it here. Also, we're going to be doing a giveaway at 5,000 subscribers, so we're nearly halfway there, guys. We can do it. Enough of me wittering on, let's get straight into this video. So the first thing I think about when I'm refreshing for the next season is styling pieces and accessories. I display items on purpose around my house, so anything you see left out is left there on purpose for styling reasons. And I choose those accessories and styling pieces extremely carefully and make sure they are appropriate for the season. So there's a few ways that I like to do that, and that is with candles. I make sure I update my candles and the smell in my home, but we'll get onto home fragrance later. New candles, I like to have a few of them around in different rooms. I love styling with books, whether that be coffee table books or actual books that I am reading. They just inspire me to read more. I like the way they look. There's something about a book and seeing words written down on pages that, I don't know, it just gives me all the feels. But everything is personal to me. I also like to use ornaments and trinkets for styling shelves, bookshelves. And another great styling piece I like to use around my home is trays. I like to style candles on a tray, sometimes jewellery and reed diffusers. And I just basically faff around and make it look pretty, and it makes me feel really, really good. TK Maxx and HomeSense, they're probably my favourite shops, and I do like to go pre-season to these shops, having a really good look round. I usually film a shop with me video so I can show you guys what's in store as well. So if that's something you love, then you might want to stick around if you're new here also. Well, they're my favourite shops to shop in, but Home Bargains and B&M Bargains, Dunelm, Matalan. And then over time, I've got quite the little collection of styling pieces that I can like use on rotation, bring them out season after season. Like I said, I am ready for the spring season, so I'm going to go down in the basement and find all my spring accessories and styling pieces. I can't wait to do that. The next thing I like to do is start to add more greenery to my home. Apart from the massive big plants that don't really get moved around that much in my house, I do like to add more trailing greenery plants, hanging them off shelves. As you can see, I've got one hanging here just off the end of the wardrobe. It just makes the space feel more alive. And then coming into spring, it's very apt because everything's coming back to life. And yeah, it just brings a vibe, doesn't it? Love more than anything real plants. However, I must admit I am not the best at keeping them alive. Yeah, I've killed a few plants in my lifetime, which I'm not very happy about. I have got my eye on olive trees, and I don't know whether to get a real one or a faux one. I'm not sure. I'm probably going to get both, but we're going to wait until we move into the new house, because there's no point really investing in things like that until we've moved into the new house, and I need to know if I can keep them alive or not. So trees are a great way to add that lush greenery to your home. Lemon trees, I love the look of those as well. And then with the faux ones, the upside of those is you can just move them around into every different room, because real ones need to be like in a dull place with partial sunlight, or so you've not got many options of where you want to place them. Another really affordable way I like to refresh my home for the spring season is swapping out my artwork and prints. It's a really good way to change the vibe of your home. If it's all looking a bit samey, it can get a bit boring, and yeah, it just refreshes the space and just uplifts it, ready for a new season. And then in turn, it gives me more like, it gives my well-being an uplift as well. And I feel motivated all over again. And again, artwork is an expression of someone's style and personality. So you'll find that in my home, I like all the aesthetic and neutral prints and artwork. I particularly love textured artwork, but like minimal textured artwork like this. And I'm hoping, because it's well expensive, I'm hoping to actually paint my own for the new house. I also like to do a gallery wall as well, which is so affordable. I get asked all the time about my gallery wall. So basically, I use Pinterest to find all my prints, and then I use an app called freeprints.com, print out all my prints for free, just paying for the postage, so it literally costs me a couple of pounds. And then my frames are from B&M stores. It was a couple of years ago now. They're generally about £2.99 per frame, so really affordable frames. And then I put the prints in the frames and hang them on the wall, and it's as simple as that. So really affordable way to do a gallery wall. Another online store I absolutely love is Desenio, and if you haven't heard of Desenio, then you've been living underneath a rock. But go to Desenio and you will find some of the best prints ever. They are so on trend. They've also got timeless prints, they've got textured prints. I've got some textured prints from Desenio, and I've also got a popular print from Desenio, and at the moment I've got it on top of my mantelpiece because I'm waiting for a mantle mirror. I'm trying to find the right mantle mirror, but until then the artwork from Desenio is gonna stay there. So our sense of smell is the first thing that kicks in when we walk into a room. You're going to remember what that room smells like, or what that home smells like, as soon as you walk in if it's bad. You're also going to remember it if it's really good as well, because my friends and family comment all the time on how nice my home smells, and nothing makes me happier than when my home smells beautiful. Home Sense and TK Maxx, they've got such an array of scents. I could spend hours and days and weeks and months and years in them stores smelling the candles alone. Some of them smell really luxurious, and some of them are really big, and you can get them for under £20. They do kind of last me a season. Also, I do love a luxury scent, not gonna lie. I wish I could afford to buy all the luxury candles and all the luxury brands. I love the White Company scents, and I usually keep those ones on my wish list, and when it's coming like Christmases and birthdays, I'll generally ask for those ones, those special ones. So when you do see me lighting a White Company fireside candle, just know that it was a gift from somebody else. I discovered Zoflora are now doing candles and reed diffusers. You heard it here first. So I said at the time, like, is this a new thing? Apparently it is a new thing, and in the last week or so they launched the candles and reed diffusers. They're in the normal scents, so the ones I found in Home Bargains were like Midnight Blooms, which is one of my favourite home scents, by the way. Try that one, it smells like perfume. So I like to buy the liquid antibac pour in the sink that thing. I'm also going to probably get a reed diffuser, and I picked up a candle, but Joelle took it. Well, I gave it to her in the end, and she took it away. The only thing is, I don't like the aesthetic of the branding of the bottles. They're very much Zoflora branding, but I prefer like aesthetically looking candles and things displayed around the house that fit in with my colour scheme and the vibe of my home. But the candles are so affordable, and they smell really good as well. £2.50 for a 2-wick candle, so really good move, Zoflora. Whilst we're on the subject of Zoflora, I do love a Zoflora antibac, what do you call it? The liquid in the bottles. antibacterial liquid, and you dilute it, don't you? I love to pour that in the sink in the morning. Like I said, I get the luxurious scents. There's one called White Blossoms. You can hardly get that in stores, so if you do see that out and about, grab it in the thousands if you can, because it's hard to get a hold of. That's a really good luxurious smell, and I like to pour that in the sink with hot water in the morning. The steam fills the room and it just smells really good. It really gets you going for the day. It makes you feel like you want to clean. Also, Fabulosa is a brand that I wasn't keen on at first. I thought, oh, you're just copying Zoflora, and I didn't like the smell personally. I felt like it smelled more cleaner, kitchen cleaner smell, and you know that vibe. I don't like that smell. Anyway, they did bring out a luxury range, and it's in cardboard boxes, so it's in the Fabulosa vicinity on the shelves, and you'll see them in cardboard boxes. I think they've only got 2 cents at the moment. They've got something like Harvest, Bramble Harvest, and the other one, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a grey box and a pink box. They only do the 2 I've only seen so far, and they are gorgeous smells. Again, they're about £3 or £4 per box, and it's quite a decent sized bottle as well. I could talk about home fragrance all day, but reed diffusers is also a really good way of adding home fragrance to your home. I like to keep them in the hallway on the, I call it a console table. It's not a console table, what is it? Radiator cover, but I style it like it's a console table in the hallway. So yeah, I'll usually leave a reed diffuser on there, and I just change the sticks around every single day, and then as you're walking in and out, you just get a little waft of something, and it's just nice, isn't it? I don't just burn any old scent. I really make sure it's a scent that I love and it smells luxurious, because I feel like then that becomes my signature. And I've become a bit well known for it. People ask me, what was that burning in your house when I came in last? And I was like, oh, it's this. And people remember, like I said, the smell of your home. Another way I like to add luxury to my home for the seasons is with textures and blankets and throws. So adding textures and layers to your home creates a luxury feel and creates a real homely vibe. The way I like to do this is use lighter natural fabrics in the summer, the spring and the summer, and then I'll go to the knitted, chunkier fabrics in the winter. You can mix the two. Sometimes I like to mix textures. I love like leather and knitted textures together. I think that's really nice, like luxury vibe. And then in the summer, I like to mix linens and more like sheer kind of fabrics, like cheesecloth is a good one and super affordable. And yeah, I do this with cushions on the bed, blanket throws, bedspreads, just blankets around the house. Have a few in each room if you can as well, and then don't be shy of keeping them outside in the summer. It's really nice to have a blanket at hand, you know, when the sun's going down and you start to get that little bit of a chill while you're finishing off a glass of wine. Yeah, I love a blanket and a throw. I can't resist them. I generally pick up mine from Home Sense. I feel like they've got a really good range. I've got this houndstooth one in this neutral colour and I absolutely love it. Okay, this one's a really important one for me, but updating your bedding is massive when it comes to luxury feel. Not only does it look really bloody good and you just want to dive into it, it makes you feel some kind of way as well. Yeah, it just helps me to feel more rejuvenated and rested. As we move towards the spring, summer and things are getting a little bit warmer around here, I do like to swap out my bedding to the more lighter fabrics, linen fabrics, breathable materials and bedspreads, and I also stick to neutral light colours anyway. I'll be swapping out all my knitted blankets and throws and cushions and replacing them with like more linen, lighter fabrics. I personally like to invest in my bedding situation. I love my bed. That's why it's so important to me to get a restful night's sleep. I think it makes us look younger. I think it makes us happier and just well-being all round. I do tend to go for the more expensive linen bed sheets or 100% cotton. Dunelm do a really good range. It's called the Hotel Collection and it's like hotel luxury bedding. I think they do it in a grey, they also do it in a white, and it's like got subtle stripes in it. It's quite nice. I've got a couple of sets of linen bedding on my bed and they're from TK Maxx and HomeSense. Check TK Maxx and HomeSense. I think I picked one of these sets up for $24.99 and it's proper 100% linen, so a real bargain, and that's why I love HomeSense. But even shops like Amazon and the interior shops online, you know, the popular ones like Dusk, I think is one of them. They're so expensive to get 100% linen bedding from, but I'm here to tell you, you can get it cheaper. Lighting in the home creates ambience and mood, and you can layer it, and it is so underrated when it comes to adding a luxury vibe to your house. You don't think of the lighting straight away, when I think that's probably one of the first things you should be thinking about. Bear in mind, my husband is an electrician, so you'd think we'd get the lighting spot on. But we're still learning when it comes to interior design and where to place the lighting. I am still learning. I can't wait to move into our new home in the next few months because I really can't wait to plan out where I want the lights to go, because if you watched my mistakes that I made video with renovating this house, I did mention in there were a few lighting mistakes that I made that I won't be making in the new house. And a really good way of refreshing your home for the spring is to move around the lighting. So like table lamps and floor lamps, have a play around, move the room around, and it can really change up your space or how you feel about your space. At the moment, I'm obsessed with bookcase lights, and the renovation in the office, we actually added in some bookcase lights. We wired them through the walls. Like I said, my husband's electrician though, so that would be an expensive job if you wasn't in the trade. However, I found these ones on Amazon and they are battery operated. I've seen someone use these and they look pretty bloody good. There's one in my Amazon basket because I wanted one for over the gallery wall in the hallway. Wanted to see how it worked in my home and whether I liked it or not, but obviously now we're moving, so it's going to stay in the basket. But I'll link that one down below in the description box if you're interested, and it's a really affordable way of adding lighting to your artwork on the walls or your bookshelves. And the last thing I want to add to this list is storage. Storage is so important in the home, and if you're not lucky enough to have storage built into your home already, i.e. closets, cupboards, and just extra storage cupboards and rooms, or you live in like an apartment and it's not that great for storage, you can create storage with pretty baskets and trunks. Storage trunks and benches is a really good way to add storage to the home, but make it integrate in the room design. Because tidying away all the clutter and all the chaos will make you feel so much calmer. Minimal, calm, relaxing. That's what we all want our space to look like. Sometimes that's just not how we live. You might have children playing with toys all day long and there's toys everywhere, or in my case it's the hallway. That's where we make the most mess, because obviously I don't have little children, but we leave boots and shoes and flipping dog coats and jackets, and there's just jackets hung all up. So I created this little storage area in my hallway, integrated it into the hallway. It looks beautiful, and then we store all our shoes and muddy boots in the baskets underneath, and it just works for us. If, like I said, you've got kids and there's toys all over, you can buy really pretty storage benches. And if that was me, I would personally get one of the seagrass storage benches. So much storage in them. You can pop them at the bottom of the bed, put a blanket over the top, and they look absolutely beautiful. And you can just sling all the toys in there at the end of the day, and they're like out of sight, out of mind. But yeah, it's just working out where your messiest areas are and then planning something for that reason. Another thing for me, it's like I film fashion videos all the time for YouTube, so I'm always in and out of my closet and wardrobes, and there's coat hangers everywhere and clothes all over the floor. After you've been filming, you've got to get changed really quickly, and I make such a mess, and if you've got a teenage girl, then you'll know what that's like, or any teenage kids that leave their clothes all over the floor. And the way I tackled that one was I bought a really aesthetically pleasing rail. I think they look really good in rooms, and I bought all the wooden coat hangers so they're all matching, and any clothes that get left on the floor, just pick them up, put them on the hanger and hang them on the rail. Even though they're just hung out in the open on the rail, they do look really aesthetically pleasing. I was watching an American lady once, and I think she lived in an apartment in New York, and they're very small, aren't they, the apartments in New York? Well, she had a big kitchen sideboard, you know, where you would normally store all your dinner plates and all dining area stuff, and then you can style it up on the top if you wanted to. It was a massive unit, like a kitchen unit, sideboard type of a vibe, and she had it in her hallway, so it actually looked really good. It looked like part of the furniture of the hallway. It was beautiful actually, and inside it, instead of dinner plates and things, she had all of her shoes and the kids stuff and the coats and the brollies and everything, and like, you would not necessarily think to put them things in one of them side cabinets, but it worked. And I just thought that was a bloody genius idea. So yeah, thinking outside the box, you'll generally come up with a really good plan of what to do in your messiest areas, and it really does help refresh the room. You can find me on Instagram, it's at Suzy Darling in the meantime, and until my next video guys, see you again soon. Bye.